Hello, this is assignment 10, class 14. This is the last assignment for this term. There are 3 stories. The questions are posted on Google Classroom. And here is the first story. Mavis. Mavis is 16 years old and has a part-time job. On Friday and Saturday nights, Mavis works babysitting young children. When Mavis was 13 years old, she took a babysitting class at the YMCA. The class was once a week for 12 weeks and taught young people how to take care of children, how to hold a baby, change diapers, about nutrition, how to talk to children. It was pretty simple information, but it was very useful information for a 13-year-old girl who wanted to become a babysitter. When she was 14, Mavis started babysitting, and now, 2 years later, she has many customers. She is booked up every Saturday and Friday night, and parents will sometimes change their plans to match her schedule. Mavis babysits for parents who want to have a date. They want to go see a movie or go out for dinner, and they don't want to bring their children. She does not cook or clean for the house. Usually she plays games with the children or watches a movie and has snacks. If the parents are late for coming home, Mavis will put the children to bed, read them a story, and wait up for the parents to arrive home. Well, last Saturday, Mavis was babysitting a boy named Kevin. Kevin is 8 years old, and he wanted to eat popcorn and watch a movie. Mavis cooked the popcorn in the microwave and put it in a bowl, and then Kevin, he got the maple syrup, and he wanted to put maple syrup on the popcorn, and Mavis stopped him. "That's disgusting," she said. Well, Kevin got very angry. "You're not my mother," he yelled at her, and he went upstairs to his room, and bam! He slammed the door. Well, Mavis was surprised, and about 10 minutes later, she went upstairs to check on him. She knocked on the door and came in, and he was in his bed, but he was still angry. "Go away, leave me alone," he said. "Okay." So she went downstairs, she watched the movie, ate the popcorn alone. And when the movie was over, she went and checked on him again, but he wasn't in his room. He wasn't on his bed. She looked in the closet. He wasn't there. She checked the toilet. She checked all the other rooms upstairs. He'd disappeared. And finally, she looked under his bed, and there he was, sleeping. Kevin had crawled under his bed and fallen asleep. Well, Mavis left him there and went downstairs and read a book until Kevin's parents came home. Mavis explained to Kevin's mother what had happened with the popcorn and why Kevin was sleeping under his bed. His mother apologized. "I'm sorry, Mavis. He should not be so rude. I'll talk to him tomorrow." "It's no big deal," Mavis said. "He's only 8. Kevin's father offered Mavis a ride home and paid her for the evening of babysitting. Finished. That's story 1. Story 2 is here, and there are 4 questions for story 2 and 4 questions for story 3. When you answer the questions, please include the answers to the questions as part of your essay. Here is story 2. Last Tuesday was Catherine's birthday. She was 26 years old. She wanted to have her birthday party in her new apartment. Catherine lives in the same city as her family, but when she landed a good job, she moved out of her parents' house and she rented a small 1-bedroom apartment in the city center within walking distance to her new job so she can walk to work every day. This year, she wanted to celebrate her birthday in her new apartment. She invited her family, her mother, father, sister, a good friend, and her boyfriend to come to the party. Everyone came to the apartment for dinner. They all sat around her small dining room table and ate a very delicious meal. After dinner, they had a birthday cake with 26 candles on it, and everybody sang happy birthday. For her birthday, Catherine received 3 presents. She got a new designer handbag from her family, 2 symphony orchestra tickets from her friend, and from her boyfriend, she got a beautiful red dress. Catherine loved the red dress, and after the party, she tried it on, but the dress was 1 size too small, and it did not fit her. She knew the shop where the dress had come from, and she decided to exchange it the next day. She also decided not to tell her boyfriend the dress did not fit. Catherine wanted to wear the dress on Friday on a date with her boyfriend. He was taking her to a nice restaurant for dinner, and she was taking him to the symphony orchestra. On Wednesday, Catherine worked late until 9, and by the time she got to the shop, it was closed. It closed at 8. So the next day at lunch, she slipped away from work early and went to the shop. When the shop clerk saw the dress and the box that it came in, she explained there would be no problem exchanging the dress, even though Catherine did not have a receipt. Catherine got exactly the same dress as before, only one size bigger. The clerk smiled as she wrapped up the new dress, and the next day when Catherine opened the dress box, she found a small note on top of the dress with her name on it. The note said, "Catherine, I know you will look wonderful." Before she left her apartment that night, Catherine put the 2 concert tickets in her new handbag. She wore the red dress out to dinner with her boyfriend. They both enjoyed a delicious meal and a great concert. It was a wonderful date. Finished. That is story 2. And story 3 also has, I believe, 4 questions. And this is story 3. Emmy and Hannah are friends. They are the same age, 12. They have the same month of birthday, June. They like the same flavor of ice cream, vanilla. They go to the same elementary school, and they like the same music. Emmy and Hannah also do not like the same things. For example, they do not like sports, and they especially do not like swimming. Emmy hated swimming because she got water in her ears, and it took a week to dry. Hannah did not like swimming because she did not like to change her clothes in a public place. She found it embarrassing to change into her swimsuit in the swimming locker room. The girls' mothers, they didn't care. They enrolled them in an hour-long weekly swimming lesson, and they paid for 6 months of lessons in advance. So every Thursday, the swimming school bus arrived at 4:30. By the time the girls went to the lesson, came back by bus, it took 3 hours. Their mothers always walked with them to the bus together, and their mothers together met them at the bus, but the girls were not happy. They complained, "I don't want to go to swimming." But their mothers said, "Well, swimming is important. You need to learn to swim, and it's good exercise. You don't get enough exercise. And besides, the swimming lessons were inexpensive." And their mother said, "You're going to swim." On the second bus trip to the swimming lessons, the girls decided they needed a plan to escape. They thought about many things to do, and on the next week they both forgot their bathing suits. But the school rented one. It was disgusting to have a lesson in a rented bathing suit, and their mothers were not happy because they had to pay. The next week, Emmy pretended to fall off the bus and hurt her leg, but Hannah had to go swimming alone. And that day, as always, their mothers met them and they walked home together. At home, Emmy's mother cleared away 2 empty teacups and she handed Emmy her computer from the table. Now, Emmy thought her mother was acting strange, so she checked the history of the computer. And the next Thursday and every Thursday after that, before Emmy left for swimming class, she unplugged the Wi-Fi router from the wall upstairs in the television room. On the 5th week, the girls pretended to have a stomach ache. They told the driver of the bus, "Oh, I don't feel well, I have a stomach ache." On the 6th week and the 7th week, they did the same thing. They told the driver, "Oh, I feel bad, I have a stomach ache." But the driver always just said, "You're fine, you're faking. Go to the swimming lesson." On the 8th week, Hannah told Emmy to bring some cookies, and she brought a bottle of yogurt. And just as the bus stopped, they shared their yogurt and cookies. They chewed them up in their mouth, and when the bus came to a stop in front of the school, both girls stood up and pushed the mixture out of their mouth, making vomiting noises. The sound and sight of the girls getting sick in the back of the bus turned everybody's heads and stomachs. A few chunks of cookies landed on a boy next to Emmy, and he turned and vomited for real. And then, one by one, every single swimming student vomited on the floors and chairs of the bus. Everyone threw up. The manager of the school that night, he phoned their mothers. He was concerned about the girls' motion sickness. and after that, the girls never had to go swimming again, and their mothers did not complain. That's the end of assignment 10. So if you have any questions, please email me or come to the Zoom class. I look forward to reading your assignments. Bye.